Welcome back. Turkey faces a number of challenges. At home, there is a growing secular religious divide. The Turkish army, which sees itself as the guardian of the secular republic, will continue to closely watch the AK Party's next moves, having intervened 4 times since 1960. Abroad, Turkey is seeking to join the European Union. Yet wavering support at home and outright opposition from some EU states, such as France and Austria, means it could face an uphill battle. Despite seeking EU membership for nearly 50 years, Ankara will have to wait another 10 years at least before joining us. Well, joining us again is our guest in London, Damla Aras, researcher at Ankara's International Strategic Research Organization. And I regret to inform you that we've lost Canan Aren, lawyer and women's rights defender from Istanbul. So, Ms. Aras, it's just you for the second half of the program. I want to get into the concept of secularism versus Islam. Is it as important in Turkey as the concept of civilian versus military?
They actually, within the mindset of a Turk, they more or less mean the same thing. You see, in the first constitution that was produced, the army, the Turkish military, since then was defined as the savior and the protector of the country from external and internal threats. In this sense, being one of the threats, Islamism or radical Islam, they call, is one of the issues that military has to watch all the time and see as a danger against the secular principles of the country. In this sense, military is the protector of secularism in Turkey. And when it comes to whether it is important or not, we must understand one thing. When we are looking to the West, we are and see their democracy. We are talking about an evolving democracy since what, 12th or 13th century. We are talking about a Middle Eastern country which had its republic only in 1923. All these trends we are witnessing should be considered as healthy convergence, healthy evolution, and implementation of healthy democracy in the society. In this sense, especially all the process we are witnessing, especially since April 2007, when the first presidency debate has started, taught very valuable lessons both to the military and AK Party as well. Now, I guess they understand, they realize where they are standing within the society, within the Turkish Republic. And let me tell you one thing, I believe that fundamentalist secularism is as dangerous and as scary as fundamentalist Islam. So Turkey has to find the middle way, and I think all these developments we are witnessing is the pathway to this convergence.
Well, the army has been accused of fundamentalist secularism or an aggressive nationalism at times. General Yaşar Büyükanıt had some fairly harsh things to say on the eve of the election, talking about centers of evil, trying to corrode the secular nature of the Turkish Republic. What do you think the army's next step is going to be?
Well, as it has been all the time, they will be watching over the government, watching over the president, watching over the National Assembly very carefully. But there is one good thing about Turkish military. They are not the ones who want to take over the power or sit in the National Assembly or decide on behalf of the country. They are the modifiers. When there is a trouble, when they see that there is a problem going in the country, then they are the ones who are coming out and trying to modify the situation.
Do you think they've moved beyond coup d'etats, or is that still on the cards?
Excuse me, could you repeat
Do you
again?
think that they've moved beyond military coups, or is that still a possibility?
Well, to be honest with you, in Middle Eastern countries and even in Turkey's case, to say for these kind of things, especially for coup d'etat, it is impossible, it will never happen. I don't think it's a realistic approach. Having said so, especially because the elections was such a defining moment to show what the nation, the grassroots really wanted. On top of this, for the military to realize a coup d'etat would be a very destabilizing factor in Turkey, which I don't believe that the military could waste all the economic and political improvements that have been done so far just for the sake of making a point. So at this point, I believe that they will make sure that their message is understood by the president, by AK Party. But on the other hand, I don't believe that they are going to realize something or they are going to plan to realize something like coup d'etat.
Now, just minutes after Abdullah Gul was elected as president, European Commission President Jose Manuel Barroso said after the election victory, I quote, "This provides an opportunity to give fresh, immediate and positive impetus to the accession process to the European Union for Turkey through progress in a number of key areas." Can Abdullah Gul convince the likes of French President Nicolas Sarkozy that EU accession for Turkey is not such a bad idea after all?
Well, to be honest with you, now, okay, let's look at the situation from two different levels. The first one is, obviously, there are some righteous concerns put on the table by the EU, like, for instance, the economy of Turkey, the immigration issue, as well as the stability, even the role of the military and democratization process in the country. These are valid concerns, and whether or not Turkey becomes the member of EU, Turkey has to improve itself in all these areas. At least the Turkish citizens will benefit from each of these concerns in the event of the resolution. But on the other hand, we cannot deny the cultural, historical and psychological baggage that some of the European countries, even their grassroots, let alone, you know, their leaders like Sarkozy, they are having it, and this invokes a great sense of injustice within the mindset of the Turkish politicians, the decision makers, as well as the grassroots. I mean, if it is the economy, if the problem is going to be solved with, let's say, resolving the issues in economy or politics, then I am sure Gul, with his personality and with the initiatives that he is going to take, he can do something about it. But I don't think it is stopping there. I think the EU leadership has to stop and think about their perception of Turkey. Is it only because of the economy, or is it also because how they view Turks because of, as I said, historical, religious, and as well as cultural dimensions.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. One of the fundamental aspects of EU accession is Turkey's relationship with its Kurdish population. Now, some analysts have said that Gul being president is a good thing for the Kurds. Why do you think that is so?
Well, if you look at the eastern parts of Turkey, you will see that apart from the DTP, AK Party is the second party. Obviously, the identity politics is very important in the eastern and south eastern part of Anatolia. But on the other hand, these people are also quite happy with the economic developments or improvements, at least the efforts that the government is trying to implement in the region. And also, as you know, even though it is quite limited, as you know, some small but courageous steps were taken during the AK Party government's first term as well. So all these initiatives, all these, let's say, positive developments created more positive atmosphere within the Kurdish society. I don't think the problem really is with the Kurdish society, the Kurds, but rather than the PKK. If the government, as well as, the government can separate these two issues from each other and try to improve the rights and the economic situation of Kurds in southeastern Anatolia and eastern Anatolia.
All right, Damla Aras, I'm going to have to interrupt you. I'm really
positive.
sorry, we seem to have run out of time on the program. Damla Aras, London-based researcher at Ankara's International Strategic Research Organization. Thank you very much for joining us. And of course, earlier, Canan Aren from Istanbul. And thank you so much, the viewer, for joining us on this edition of Inside Story. Bye-bye for now.